Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. Great day. Everything that I'm recommending is going up, and uh, I think these are going to be the best trades of the year. So the primary purpose of this call today is to go back to a buy rating on natural gas, and the ETF you use to buy that is UNG. So the other things I want to touch on is oil up 7% today. I believe we're in the beginning of a third wave, which should be really, really significant. And I would be selling a little bit of that and maybe buying natural gas with that. And gold, I'll touch on that also. I believe today is the low for gold. And I just want to say that, I've tried to see what other people on YouTube like myself, what they write, and they're so wishy-washy on whether they buy or sell or hold. I stick my neck out here, and these recommendations have been great, especially on crude oil. I mean, I got the pretty much the low back 4 months ago and got out at the top. Got in a little bit early the second time, but we're well above that now. So I don't know what with the volatility. I don't know anyone else out there that could say they've managed crude oil any better than I have. And I wouldn't toot my horn, but I think I'm better than a lot of these people. Anyway, sorry. Natural gas, we're going back to a buy. And so I will post the big picture, but similar to crude oil, we're going into the first wave of a third wave. So um, crude oil is in a third of a third wave, which is even bigger and should go up much faster. But anything in a third wave is going to be great. And if we are, you definitely want to be on board. So this has been a choppy bottom here trying to get involved. And so here's where I first went to a buy rating back in May. I went to a neutral in what was that? That was in, looks like it was in June. Went to a buy again, and then took a little bit of a loss. I want to say it was like 3 or 4%. And then I went again into a buy recommendation. We went down lower. I went to a hold, and then it dropped even lower. That was just the other day. That was a week ago. Went to a buy rating again. It dropped down, and just 2 days ago went to a neutral, and now at a lower price yet. I'm going back to a buy rating. So I don't feel like we've lost anything here. If this is the low and it takes off, we're in at lower prices. So to find these big picture things, it's easy to say, "Oh, I'm bullish on technology" when it's been going up 2 years. That's usually, but your potential gains are not going to be as large as trying to find these significant lows like natural gas, crude oil 6 months ago, gold today. So here we are. We're going bullish again at 9.94, and expect significant upside. Also, we got seasonality in our corner. So seasonality turns bullish in August, and seasonality is just a tendency. It doesn't mean it has to go up. Crude oil was bearish in March, and it went up a lot. So, but you do like these things in your favor. By the way, I'm a chartered market technician, a CMT. I've done this for 30 years. I've worked at three different brokerage firms on Wall Street. I do a newsletter for one currently, and so I just wanted you to know my background. There's a lot of people that have no credentials, and nobody asks them, and I'm just saying. So here's crude oil. So big picture, this was the first big wave up. This was the top of wave one of a third wave. This was the second wave correction. Notice 10 out of 10 people wanted to buy it here. Only 1 out of 10 people wanted to buy it here, but we did. And then off we went. And when I got up to here, I said, I'm selling 30% of my crude oil, and I'm expecting a pullback to this confluence of moving averages, a type 2 a type 2 retracement, and that's what we got. And so I bought all my shares back and a little bit more, and that's where we're at. Also told you yesterday I'd be buying Exxon, and Exxon's up, I don't know, 2 or 3% today. So still bullish on this on crude oil. Something that's up 7% or so. You want to sell a few shares. If you got 100 shares, sell. I don't know, sell 3 shares, 5 shares, whatever you want to do, and take that money and put it in natural gas or add it to your gold holdings. Here's same thing in gold, up to a 10% bulls back at the beginning of 2026. 9 out of 9, 9.5 out of 10 people wanted to buy gold up here. Only 1 out of 10 wanted to buy it down here. We were one of those 1 out of 10s. So, and we haven't gone anywhere, but this is putting in a nice base. And I think you're going to see a charge ahead here as seasonality also comes into play in gold. This is exactly the low in seasonality. So thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. Please like and subscribe. The bottom line here is that I'm going back to bullish on natural gas, and it could be a very, very profitable trade. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.